in Nagpur 2007 to 2008, and chair member of many important committees, and also life member in CSEPI. Now, would you like to request to Dr. Vijay Padhyay sir to initiate talk with leader on the OER question and answer session after the session, sir. And all participate can be dropped in question in the drop box, and we will read out all the question after the presentation. So I am hand over the session, Dr. Vijay Upadhyay sir. Sir, shall we start, sir? Hello, Avinash. हेलो,
हाँ सर, एक मिनट, वो एरर फिर से आ रहा है।
आवाज आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ, आवाज आ रही है, पर एरर फिर से आ रहा है। हो सकता है कि वो ओपन नहीं हो रहा, फिर से लॉग एक्सेल में लॉग आउट जैसे हो गया।
सर,
कुछ नेटवर्क इश्यू है शायद। 2 मिनट में फिर से कर रहा हूँ।
ओके ओके ओके,
हाँ,
ज्वाइन करने लगा सर को, रिज्वाइन करने लगा। इरफान सर, आवाज आ रही है सर?
हाँ धनंजय, आ रही है
सर। थोड़ा डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया एक्चुअली इशू से, नेटवर्क इशू।
ठीक ठीक है ना, वेट कर।
जी जी सर। अविनाश, क्या प्रॉब्लम आ रही है? नेटवर्क का इशू है क्या?
हाँ,
हेलो
वो
अविनाश।
पता नहीं, वो लॉग आउट हो गया एकदम से। वो स्टार्ट करने गए तो
ओके ओके, मुझे बीच में फिर बोलना था ना।
हो रहा है सर, हो
हाँ
रहा है, ठीक है।
हाँ, हो गया सर।
Video. Thank you, Dhananjay.
थैंक यू सर।
We are starting the presentation. I'm thankful to Dhananjay, Cadila people, and Avinash for giving me this opportunity to speak on this new vaccine for rabies. Rabies is a big global problem. We all are aware. And the first slide shows that this man seems to be friendly with the dog because he's so assured that this vaccine will help him. Next slide.
यस
अपन बदलेंगे कि वहां स्लाइड अपन बदलेंगे वहां से।
मैं बता।
Next slide. I'll continue. Rabies is a global problem, we all know, and the slide has come that maximum number of deaths in world, around 60% of the rabies death in Asia, and 35% of the global deaths are in India. And the sad part is that 91% of the deaths in India occurred in rural areas. It very clearly means that since the rural areas are in India are still away from the good medical facilities, that is the reason. Every 9 minutes, a person dies from rabies. And we need to take care of this, pharmaceutical people and doctors also. This gives a current management. Most of the doctors know it. The first is the local wound treatment. Should be washed thoroughly with the soap and cleaned with antiseptic. Then there is active immunization with the vaccines and passive immunization through immunoglobulins in category 3 bites. Most of the doctors are aware of the category of the bites. This shows the old schedule, which has been with the other vaccine, cell culture vaccine. The schedule was 0, 3, 7, 14, 20 years. In 28 days, 5 vaccine doses were given, along with immunoglobulin in the patient who needed it. Next. Now, what are the challenges for PEP, post-exposure prophylaxis? The first is non-compliance. Since the schedule is first is the non-compliance because we have to give 5 injections in 28 days. At times, patient is either not interested or not able to take the full dose of vaccine. Second is the current rabies vaccine is all cell culture vaccine, we all know. And this is 50 years old technology. And with this technology, all the vaccines, the vaccine schedule will be of 5 post-exposure. And the few problems were inconsistency, potency, stability problem, availability. Availability is one big problem. That is the reason why in rural areas deaths are more due to non-availability of the vaccines, due to because not all private practitioners are able to store the vaccine. We don't have medical stores, or government hospitals are not able to provide the vaccines to people. And one more is the adverse events, which was with the cell culture vaccine. So the 3 factors. This next slide. The next slide will show a few cases. In a few cases, there were a few cases in which there were category 3 bites, or change to the next slide. The bites which did not receive the sufficient medical treatment and which all resulted into death and the rabies. We all know the rabies is a fatal disease. There is no treatment available for the rabies. If the patient suffers from rabies, there is no treatment. Only vaccine is the way of preventing rabies. Next slide. Till we come on the next slide, I'll continue. The first rabbit vaccine was given in 1885 by Louis Pasteur, the first rabies vaccine. In 1885, Louis Pasteur gave the first rabies vaccine, and it was rabbit spinal suspension. So rabbit spinal around umbilicus. Then it reached to the cell culture vaccine, in which we require 5-dose schedule in 28 days, 28 days along with immunoglobulin. And now we have reached where we can give only 3 injections. I'm audible? मैं सुनाई पड़ रहा?
ये सर थोड़ा सा डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था, एक्चुअली नेटवर्क इशू था थोड़ा सा.
अच्छा, कोई हर्ज नहीं. अभी अगली स्लाइड आएगा, फिर से शुरू करेंगे.
एक मिनट.
इतना बड़ा किसी सुना नहीं, सिर्फ बैग नहीं सुनी.
एक मिनट सर.
कोई बात.
हाँ सर, ये स्लाइड हो गया था
अभी
आगे का करो सर स्लाइड.
हाँ, यहाँ इसके आगे वाला जो 3 केसेस है ना.
After
this compliance factor, that the poor compliance with the existing rabies, cell culture rabies. So Cadila company has come with rabies having only 3 doses. And next, these are a few cases. They like the first case that in all the 3 cases, only 3 doses were given, and in a 037, no immunoglobulin given in first case. It was a dog which was killed. In second case, we can see that the dog's status unknown. Third was status still unknown. Not the schedule was followed properly, and no immunoglobulin was given. And in all the cases, patient died. And the patient took discharge against doctor advice and due to the complications of the rabies. The reason is due to lack of administration of rabies, immunoglobulin, or poor compliance to vaccination. The immunoglobulin are required only in category 3 bite. In all other cases, we can go for the routine vaccination. So if the routine vaccination schedule is followed, in the cases we don't require immunoglobulin, we can prevent rabies related death. At the same time, in category 3 bites, immunoglobulin along with the rabies vaccination, PEP, will reduce the death. These are the 3 cases to show the severity of the rabies and non-vaccination problem. Next slide. So it clearly means that for the rabies, since no treatment is available, the vaccination is the only way left. This is the study in which 360 animal bite patients were studied at the hospital in New Delhi, Safdarjung Hospital. And its discharge shows that there were delayed compliance is 6%. Non-compliant were 46% and only 48%, less than 58% people took the whole course of the rabies vaccine. It clearly shows that 53% of the patients were not vaccinated properly. This is a study at Safdarjung Hospital. It clearly means that the patient compliance is the most important factor in preventing death from rabies. Next slide. This shows, you can see it very clearly. If 100 doses were given on the day 0 for the dog bite, when you reach to the 5th dose, day number 28, that 100 is reduced to 60. This study was a Bangalore Municipal Corporation Hospital and 250 animal bite patients were studied. And this is the cell culture vaccine dose 037 14 28. It also shows that the major constraint for compliance to the complete course. So focus here is not the compliance of the patient, unless the patient takes the whole course. Here also the compliance rate for the whole vaccination was only 60%. It started from the 100 doses, reduced to 60%, and that is insufficient. This was a study done at Bangalore Municipal Hospital. Next slide. There are many reasons, not all reasons of non-compliance. We know that India is still a developing and poor country. Not all people are ready to take vaccine. Not all people, even if at times people are ready to take vaccine, they are not available. That clearly shows that death trend in rural areas more. Bites in children, the interference with school timing, distance of the hospital from the patient's place, cost is one of the factors, and forgotten dates. At times, even if a doctor may write it properly, the patient may forget date, and loss of wages for poor people, because you go to hospital, you go to clinic, dispensary, government, you will lose, he or she may lose the wage of the day. So 47% of the patient compliance loss of wages was one of the reasons. So the major constraint for compliance to complete anti-rabies therapy was loss of wages, 47%. Next. This is the history of rabies vaccine. As I mentioned, in 1885, Louis Pasteur started the first vaccine from the spinal cord of the rabbit. Then from 1911 up to 76, inactivated vaccines were used where the dose are more. The what we called earlier 31 injections, it was reduced to 14 injections. And then till now, we are following the 5 injection course, 0, 3, 7, 14, and 28, the cell culture vaccine. And now things are proceeding with the scientific development, and dose is limited to 3 doses only, from 5 doses to. Next, your internet connection is unstable. Raj, अपना लगा तो नहीं होगा शुरू. So show the meeting the unmet medical need. Now introducing novel vaccine with a simple and shorter regime. Vaccine should be effective, affordable at the same time. The doses should be simpler. Simpler the possible, simpler is the better. This is a rabies G protein vaccine. The Cadila company has come with it. The brand name is Rabies. TS stand for the 3 doses, and Rabies is the first protein subunit vaccine prepared by VLP platform technology, and only 3 doses are required on first day, third day, and completion of 7 days. And as we have discussed already, the compliance is the main cause for the incomplete vaccination schedule. It's better compliance and convenience. Ready to use vaccine. It is a ready to use. You need not dissolve the distilled water and into the water, and so reconstitution needed. That is the benefit. And that is G rabies protein vaccine. Next slide. This is VLP technology. Virus-like particle technology. Slide.
सर स्लाइड मूव नहीं हो रहा है.
आवाज आ रही तो मैं बोलता हूँ, आवाज आ रही है.
धनेश सर, हेलो हेलो धनेश सर, हेलो.
हाँ वो थोड़ा सा सर ये नेटवर्क डिस्कनेक्ट हो रहा है, एक्चुअली इश्यू आ रहा है नेटवर्क में.
ये तो फोन का नेटवर्क लग रहा है, कौन सा चालू है?
एक मिनट सर,
ये ना
ये VLP
वीएलपी टेक्नोलॉजी वाला।
पीछे आ गया।
ओके
So it is a native virus. You can go through it. Actually, this is technical thing. We doctor are much concerned with it, but it shows the efficacy of the vaccine. G protein is difficult to stabilize, and VLP virus-like particles of protein complexes exist as nanoparticles, and they're similar to native virus particles. And they are capable of, this is important, inducing a strong humoral and cellular immune response. That's why using this technology, this vaccine has been manufactured. They cannot replicate, but can mimic the viral antigenicity without being pathogenic. That is the most important factor. Next. This is the clinical study. Clinical study of around 800 patients. Safety and immunogenicity of novel 3-dose recombinant nanoparticle rabies protein vaccine. It is post-exposure immunization. Based on this study, this vaccine has come in market. And it is a clinical study, is a phase 3 trial. Published in journal 2021. Total subjects in which it was carried 800 subjects, 800. It is a randomized comparative controlled multicentric study. Next. Reference of Rabipur was given. And these all studies show the efficacy and safety of this. Efficacy, it shows the efficacy on par with the existing vaccine, safety on par with, or even lesser adverse effect. It has shown that this vaccine has got local adverse events are too less, even systemic adverse events are very little. It shows the efficacy as well as the superiority as in the parameter of the adverse effect of the existing 5-dose schedule of the cell culture vaccine. So in we can summarize the novel 3-dose as better safety profile as compared to the reference vaccine which was used. Next. So we conclude here that this vaccine is no way inferior to the existing vaccine. It shows clearly that novel 3-dose vaccine to be safe, immunogenic, and was comparable to 5-dose vaccine which has been used for the post-exposure prophylaxis. Second point is that lesser adverse effect as compared to the reference vaccine, and it's found to be safe, immunogenic, and is comparable to 5 doses for WHO pre-qualified vaccine, with the advantage that it can be given only in 3 doses and in 7 days. Sorry, in 7 days. 3 doses for 7 days. Next, this shows the study concluded, and these are the awards which this. It has been given Innovation Award by Economic Times and Golden Globe Tiger Award Malaysia for the Innovative Product of the Year, very prestigious pharma award. So in the end, I would like to say that in the journey of the vaccine, it started in 1885 by Louis Pasteur when 21 doses were given, then 14 doses, then they were reduced to 5 doses. Now we have come with the vaccine, which is equally effective with lesser side effects and can be given 3 days. 3 doses for 7 days and with better compliance. And as we have seen that the compliance of the patient is most important factor in preventing post-exposure prophylaxis and death due to rabies. Questions?
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, am I audible?
हाँ, आवाज आ रही है.
Thank you so much, sir, for your informative talk. We truly appreciate for your efforts. अभी सर क्वेश्चन आंसर का देख लेते हैं, अगर किसी का क्वेश्चन होगा तो.
सर एक ऊपर है सर डॉक्टर.
हाँ.
Within live webinar, many times we had a term PLP technology, and many of might be unaware of it. Sir, can you spot a flash on VLP technology? In short, sir.
This VLP technology, basically this vaccine is based on VLP technology, and earlier vaccines were based on cell culture. Actually, it is virus-like particle or protein complexes. They are like the
Your voice is very slow. Karan sir,
Okay. Vinay, this question is that in
Okay,
this
sir.
vaccine, till now the cell culture vaccines were available. Now the technology has changed. This technology has helped. Basically, it is virus-like particles. As I've said, the protein complexes. They are similar to native virus particles, but they do not contain that viral genome. They cannot replicate, but they can mimic the viral antigenicity without being pathogenic. And this technology has been used in manufacturing of this rabies G vaccine, rabies. It is a subunit vaccine prepared by using VLP platform, and it helps in the prevention of the replication of the rabies virus, the G protein.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. And I'm seeing there is one more question, Doctor. What are the limitations of anti-rabies vaccines, those and benefits of novel 3-dose vaccines? Asking about rabies. Limitation rabies.
Means limitations of this vaccine.
Yeah.
Till now, whatever
what are the limitations of anti-rabies, other anti-rabies and all anti-rabies vaccines, and the benefit of novel 3-dose vaccine?
Okay.
Rabies.
The disadvantage, as I have said, this slide shows the basic most disadvantage thing is the compliance. As we have seen that around 50% patient are not able to complete the 5-dose schedule of the vaccine. And that is the biggest disadvantage. And advantage of this vaccine is that the schedule can be completed within 7 days. Only 3 doses are required. So the compliance part is taken care of. And adverse reaction is also lesser. And whatever trials have been done so far, and doctors have used it, 800 patients have undergone trial. And not patient, 800 volunteers have gone. It shows good efficacy. So the patient compliance is the most important thing.
Yeah, right, sir. Very innovative product, sir.
Yes.
So, any other questions?
And I think we are seeing things. It was 21 injection, then 14, then 5 and 3. A time may come that when we'll need just a single dose.
Yeah, sir. Any other questions? Dhananjay, sir. Hello. Dhananjay, sir.
Hello. Audible? तो डिस्कनेक्ट हो रहा है थोड़ा सा, इंटरनेट का इश्यू है, थोड़ा सा नेट का इश्यू है।
तुम्हारा नेट लगा बाहर का है या अपना है?
नहीं, मेरा इधर से प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है सर थोड़ा सा। और कोई क्वेश्चन है अविनाश? तो वेरी थैंक यू सो मच सर फॉर गिविंग योर वैल्यूएबल टाइम सर। और अभी कोई क्वेश्चन है नहीं अभी, तो मैं इसको भी यहीं पे एंड करता हूँ सर। आई एम ऑडिबल सर?
Yes, I can hear.
थैंक यू सो मच सर।
Thank you. Actually, I am thankful.